as an extractor. What is the body of the chuck made of? From steel. A spherical cage imprisons the ball in its socket. 6 tappet holes take screws that tighten the ball in its place. As we will see later, all the holes are not always used. On the face of the chuck, 3 lines placed in a triangle are used as line-up marks to position the holes in the chuck. All the balls are very quick and easy to mount in the chuck. You just have to push the ball in at the right angle and twist it inside the chuck, with the concentric lines visible to lock it in. Each ball has 6 equidistant holes on the circumference and 5 concentric lines to choose the angle you want. How to line up the ball exactly with the main axis.
Now, hold on tight.
You can see that on the face of the ball you have 6 marks corresponding to the 6 holes on the side of the ball. I placed the ball in the chuck. 3 of the marks lined up with those on the chuck. Then I placed the 3 pointed screws that will fit naturally in the holes. Tighten up these 3 screws will line up the ball in the main axis. Do not force.
Don't screw like a mad.
Our chuck now becomes a cup chuck.
You got it?
How to give any angle to the ball. Let's choose 2 screws, a pointed one and a flat one. I place the pointed one in a hole on the side of the chuck without tightening completely. I must line up the second concentric line with the face of the chuck. At the same time, I line up one of the marks of the ball with the face of the chuck and the pointed screw, which I screw in without tightening. This pointed screw will enable us to turn the ball on one side or the other. Now I will place a flat screw just beside the pointed one and lock it. It will tighten up the ball between 2 holes. Now let's tighten up the pointed screw. If it sticks out of the body of the chuck, it means that it isn't placed correctly in its hole in the ball. Once tight, the pointed screw and the flat one give a maximum hold.
Phew!
How to give the ball a specific angle. As in the previous example, we will use a pointed screw and a flat screw. Once the pointed screw is in place, we will use the concentric lines. The second concentric line lined up with the chuck is 0 degree, in line with the spindle axis. Between each line we have 4 degrees. So if I move the ball and socket to the 3rd line, the angle will be 4 degree. The 4th will be 8 degree. At the 5th and last line it will be 12 degree. And this on both sides. Of course, I must tighten up the pointed screw as well as the flat one. Whichever ball you use, the principle is the same.